man. Thanks for hopping on this call with me. I'm excited to, yeah, man, just kind of like reflect back with you. It's been a couple of months since we worked together. I think we put together some amazing stuff, and yeah, man, I would just want to talk you through and listen a little bit about your experience. Also, like the people watching can kind of understand what we put together and how you've experienced it on the client end of like working together in the mentorship. Before we jump on in, man, I was just want to ask you, what are the wins? What are the wins for this week?
I would say the biggest win for this week is that my calendar was quite packed with sales calls. I think we managed to book in 6 sales calls in the past 7 days, which was definitely twice as much as I was usually booking on monthly basis.
On a month?
So yeah, for sure. So yeah, that's definitely been going well. Ads are performing. Yeah, I'm also converting clients through the sales call. So that's, yeah, it's definitely a good week for my business.
Beautiful, bro. Yeah, I'd love to hear more, man. You mentioned like it's 2 times as much as what you were booking in per month, and like these are per week. Can you just take me back? Like we started our collaboration like a couple of months ago. Like how was it before we started to work together? Like, can you just talk me through how your business was set up, what you were doing, what was working, what wasn't working?
Yeah, so I'm obviously coming from my own profession of being strength and mobility coach and physiotherapist. So on this end, I know quite a lot. But when it comes to business part, marketing, sales, that's kind of where I didn't even know how much I don't know. I was just trying to rely on, yeah, basically posting organic content and just inbounds. I was just waiting when someone is going to come to my profile, see what I'm doing, and reach out to me. That's basically what I was doing for first 2 years, ever since I started with online coaching. And yeah, that obviously, I managed to get few clients, but I was mostly relying on keeping the same clients for a really long period, which is a good sign that service was on higher level, and that they were satisfied with their results. However, obviously every client has a lifespan, right? So then once they start leaving, I was always nervous. How am I going to get new ones? If I'm going to get new ones. And then
Mm,
I would have, yeah, maybe 1, 2 sales calls a month,
mm,
and then I would be really stressed on those sales calls, because that's like break it or make it. I had to get those clients. Otherwise, yeah, I just didn't know where to find them. I knew that my coaching is good, my service is working, but I just didn't know where to find people for it. So I was just stuck in that, not even knowing that I'm stuck. I reached a plateau. Like in the first 6 months, I got higher, and then after 6 months, for a year and a half, probably it's pretty much stagnated. It stayed the same. Business was basically on maintenance levels. I was not getting more clients than I was losing.
wow.
So yeah, I was basically stuck in that. Um, and I had coaches before. I worked with someone who helped me set up my structure and set up my systems in the back end, which was great. But again, it was kind of neglecting this part of, okay, now we have a great service, great systems behind, but how am I going to get people coming through the door to work with me? And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I was posting a lot. I was doing everything to attract people on my Instagram page. But a lot of those are just watching the content and consuming and watching it for maybe entertainment or education. But yeah, um, they were not ready to invest, or I didn't know how to approach them. So that's the point where I was like, okay, I'm having, I don't know, at this point I had like 5,000 followers. I'm having 5,000 followers, but I'm definitely not taking advantage of them, or not just using the power of the audience that I can reach. So that's where I think we started working together, and I realized I needed support from someone who knows what they're doing when it comes to marketing, the sales, and other aspects of the business.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. I think the interesting thing for me is, man, always when I look at your Instagram page, I was like, man, this guy's got it like nailed down, right? Like, you're really good at content. You're very consistent, right? And at the
Mhm.
same time, like I'm hearing you say, like, I got the views, I got the followers, but I didn't get the clients or the sales calls, or maybe like 1 to 2 sales calls per month. Also with the pressure, right, for like closing. So what do you feel in that system that you were putting together, or maybe like your coach, your previous coach had taught you? What do you feel was like missing in that system?
I mean, now looking backward and the system that we implemented, I would say it missed ads because that was like just the fastest and the easiest way to get more eyes on what I'm doing and on who am I looking for. It's just like such a direct way of telling, like, I want this person to work with me. I'm looking for people with those kind of challenges, trying to reach those goals. And then you kind of like, when you build the ad that way, then you just kind of attract also this audience. So this kind of helped me, just like, it helped me reduce this pressure of me trying to find people, but the ad starts working for me. It started looking for those people that I'm targeting and I'm trying to help. So yeah,
Mhm.
now of course I could probably do it also with organic. Would it take longer? For sure. Would I, get to those results? I don't know. Probably it would definitely take, like, more work into understanding the trends and everything to get to this level.
Yeah, I always make the comparison, like you'll probably, it's like when you try to like compete for a race, right? Like you're doing like the 24-hour of Le Mans, and you're like, you can obviously win with organic, but it's like you're trying to like compete with race cars while you're on a tricycle, right? It just takes a gazillion times longer.
Mhm.
I remember when we started, like the first thing that we did was plug in your ads. Can you like talk us through like what happened when we plugged in the ad? Was like what were the things you were seeing? What changed in your business?
Yeah, so I mean, I managed to accumulate a certain amount of followers. Like, let's say, I was at 5K, but then, like, it got very stagnant. Like, I also didn't get many new followers, to be honest, even when trying to post regularly and with reels and everything. Um, so as soon as we put ads in place, obviously new followers started coming in, and a lot of them, like, we managed to get, I believe, like, for, let's say, 35 euros a day, we were getting like over sometimes 100 new followers a day, which means 100 new people that are niche down, or let's say filtered, based on what you wanted them to be filtered, based on what you were presenting in the ad, who you want to be followed by. Those 100 people that are interested actually in you, they started following you, and that means that we could have hundreds new conversations every single day with those people, which means that we could book in more calls, that we could start helping more people. So everything started, yeah, like placing like a good ad. I was quite lucky that my first one was quite I'm not going to say big hit, but it worked, and it still works. And yeah, that was the beauty of it, that I could just put it there. The ad kind of worked on its own. I don't have to do anything once it's in place, and then on top of that, plugging in Setter, which also is another thing that you helped me with. First of all, hiring the right one, and then knowing how to train a Setter. I never knew that. I had before like four VAs from Philippines, and they were doing more harm to my business than good. And then once we plugged in a good Setter and trained her, like, she had like a lot of conversations, a lot of new leads coming in. She knew how to communicate, and then it was just on me now, those calls that getting booked in, if I'm going to convert them or no. So I was not relying anymore on the luck of people just finding my page and reaching out to me.
Yeah. Yeah, beautiful, man. Like I often see that just ads, right, solves 80% of the problem, because most coaches just deal with a traffic problem, right? They are often
Mm.
good at what they do, but they don't have enough eyeballs basically on their offer. And yeah, with you, it was great to see that the first ad, which we've now been running for a couple of months, it's just been drawing in these followers. And then having a seller in place, right? She's not in the call, but obviously Sil is one of the key players here in the system as well. Like, can you explain a little bit more, like how that has helped you to like put an A player, because I can definitely call her an A player setter within your team? Like, how has that shifted your role within your business for you?
Oh, significantly, definitely. First of all, I never liked doing that, so that was like one thing I don't think I'm good at. I don't think, yeah, I was always pushing that aside when I was supposed to do it. So as soon as she came in and she took over that, it was like a huge weight taken off my shoulders, which meant that I could like spend way more time speaking and working with my clients, designing systems, like just putting my energy into where I'm best, at what I'm best. So yeah, she just took over like the major part. And yeah, you also gave us a good templates of how to do that, you know, how to actually do appointment setting, because it's a skill on its own, and not everyone can do it. So you need to either hire someone who really knows what they're doing, or you need to know how to train them. And yeah, you kind of offer both. You help me find her, and also on top of that, you help me train her, right? So that now she's pretty much independent. I don't have to spend time in my DMs at all. Maybe I send like a few voice notes or things like that, but she is taking care of like this huge part of the whole funnel, if you want, right? That I don't have to spend my time there.
Amazing, man. And like, remind me again, where were we at in terms of amount of sales calls per month, and where are we now?
So yeah, before, like as I'm saying, before was really random. Like maybe I would have a month like 4 sales calls on max, and it would be as low as maybe one or not even that, you know. So it would like varies quite a bit. And now, so yeah, I said like in the 7 days we were quite successful, booking in 6 calls in 7 days, but probably if we would take like an average, we are booking in like 3 to 4 a week. That's like an average. So we are speaking about like, 12 to 16 calls being booked a month.
Amazing. And revenue wise, like obviously that has an impact on your revenue. We worked on like
Yeah.
your offer, your prices. Like, can you share a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. Like before, I was mostly working on like subscription-based model, where I was like just charging per month for my service. And I kind of like reached a mental or psychological plateau with the price. I kind of thought that I cannot charge more than like 190 pounds a month for my service. Like I don't know why I got this in my mind. And then yeah, ever since we worked together, like you kind of reshaped my thinking around that. I think that everything changed once you kind of gave me this idea of rather charging for the transformation and the whole program than by monthly basis, because people like to see like what's the beginning, what's the end, where are we taking them, and okay, how much that costs. So yeah, that's what I did. I started charging, yeah, from 190 pounds. I went up to 2.5 thousand for 6 months, which is like 433 a month. So yeah, it's more than doubled basically straight away. I was super scared and afraid, but yeah, like you definitely helped me understand better that yeah, the work that I'm doing and the results that I'm having after what, like 8 years of being in industry and 4 years of being online coach, and all the results that I have, that it's definitely like a price that is yeah, that is worth charging. So I think it was a lot of like personal work as well in the background that I had to do to value and appreciate my service to this level that I could confidently pitch it on the sales call. And that's kind of like another area that you played quite important, I would say very important role of improving like my sales skills, because at the end of the day, you can have 30 sales calls a week booked in, but if you don't know how to sell them on the call, it's not
Yeah.
going to really help you.
Yeah. No, I appreciate that, man, because it's in the end, it's all about that, right? It's one, how do we attract the right type of eyeballs and traffic into the funnel? That's the traffic problem. How do we actually make sure that we convert them into like calls being booked, right? Because if you're selling high ticket, if you're a coach, you need to have those calls in the agenda. And then obviously, like, how do you have an offer which makes sense, offers the transformation, and how are you able to actually close them on high ticket prices? And those are the exact, I guess, things that we've worked on during the program with you and in the business. And so revenue wise, you spoke about the amount of calls being booked in. Would you be comfortable sharing like where you were at revenue wise and where you currently stand?
Yeah, I think we did those calculations and we kind of like took the average before we started working of 3 months. And I don't know, I think you would know even better. I think I was at around, if you're speaking USD, around 3.5, something like that, K per month. And then yeah, like ever since we worked together, there were like also like fluctuations as with every business. But I had my highest paying month. I think it was June, if I'm not mistaken, and we managed to collect 12,000 USD in 1 month. So that was like, yeah, I mean, by far the highest that I ever had in my entire career, or as being as online coach. And yeah, it's also I also managed to reach like a milestone that I set myself like a long time ago when I was creating my first vision board. I think I was, I don't know, yeah, like 18 or 19, and I said like, yeah, one day would be great, like with 10K a month. I think that would get me a really long way. And yeah, like that's why this mark felt probably even more like personal, like yeah, just achievement of a really important goal that I set myself very early on. So yeah, that's where we are currently, and still a long way probably. And you know, we reached a certain point, and now we are looking at the new marks of like 20K, and like there now I see how much potential still this business has, and I kind of like feel like we are at the really beginning with
Yeah.
what we can achieve.
Yeah. Yeah, man. What do you feel like is now standing between you and like the next mark, which I know for you will be 20K?
Backend. So I'm working intensely now on the backend. I need to optimize it to this level that I'm comfortable like getting, you know, 5 clients a week if you want, and having the play like all the system in place from the onboarding to delivery communication, so that I'm not just overwhelming myself with work, but I have another coaches potentially later on who are taking work off my shoulders while still keeping the service at the top level and satisfaction of my clients with the service. I think that's kind of what I'm more focused on now, because calls are being booked. We see that that's not as big of a challenge as it was before. So now before I even like start putting more money into ads, as you know, we are working intensely on the back end and trying to optimize that.
Yeah, because you already have a backend coach in place, right? Are you like considering to hire on like a new one to set up for scale?
Yeah, potentially. Yeah, potentially we are looking. We are in contact now with another coach that could help with that. I have quite a lot of knowledge already from the previous one, but obviously I I want now system to be strong enough to hold like a bigger inflow of clients. As I'm saying, before we were kind of like, yeah, our cap was maybe like 40 clients, 50 clients, but now I'm asking myself, okay, what if we overreach that? What if we get to 100 clients? What if we get to 200 clients? What do we do then? Like how the system is structured then? Like what positions we need to have, and so on.
Yeah. Awesome, dude. Two more questions and then let's wrap up. Like, can you just in your own experience, like in your own words, kind of like explain the experience of our collaboration? How have you found my support, the program? Just curious to hear that in your own words, man.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I can obviously compare it because I worked before with the coach. It always depends what you need, but what I needed 6 months ago is having more people coming across or over to my page, and more eyes in general to my service and what I'm providing, because I knew that I can provide a service that works. And at this point, 6 months ago, after my business was stagnant for 2 years, I started asking myself, how am I going to do that, right? So at some point you start losing motivation. You start thinking that it's actually you or the business or the field that you're in is not the one that's helping or that's actually working. But it's just that I didn't have the right systems in place. It's just that I didn't have the right setup to attract the right people to be able to help them. So that's like the biggest I mean, the biggest struggle of majority of coaches. They know their field, they don't know how to sell it, and I think you played a very important role in that to first of all help me understand what I need, because I didn't know even what I need, like what means to have ads, to have setter, later on to have closer. I didn't know how to do sales calls properly, so I was losing a lot on that. So you helped with the system and with the structure and telling me and giving me a clue what I need. And at the same time, you helped like hands-on also with the things. You helping hands-on with my appointment setter, you having meetings with her and help her so that this load is taken off my shoulders. Yeah, like you're able to review my sales calls, and give me feedback on that. So I really appreciate that. It's very like personal support. I don't feel like I'm just like a number in some program. You always take time. We have like weekly meetings now because we know that we want to like really take the business to the next level. So I have like, yeah, I feel like I have a business partner more than just like a mentor and a coach. And this is like the game changer, especially like everyone knows in this business, you are kind of like solo at the beginning. You don't have anyone to like share ideas or see like what should work or what could I put my energy and focus into, and that's how you're losing yourself, because everyone's having finite energy. So yeah, you just help me like direct my thoughts, direct my systems, my energy into things that matter, and just guide me along the way.
Awesome, man. Appreciate that. Final question, like for people watching and like you've been on the inside of the program, have an experience like the system, the collaboration. Who do you think like the services that I provide, the systems that I help my clients to set up with, who do you feel like it's a good fit for?
So I can speak obviously for my niche, at least niche of coaches in general, which is huge niche and huge market. I would say anyone who has a product or a service that they think should have more attention and is already working. They tried it, they tested, they proved it, it brings results, but they are kind of stuck not knowing where and how to get leads, how to get clients. Those people need this kind of support, because it's gonna also show like a lot of areas that they need to improve, and they don't even know at this point that they need to improve because they haven't scaled to this level. So it will just like open up a whole new field and eventually take a load off their shoulder, which what scaling is about, right? So yeah, anyone who would like to have more freedom, in life, build not just like a solo business when they're only a soldier, they're working on all fronts, but someone who wants to build like a proper business and scale it and help as many people as possible.
Yeah, man. Love that, bro. Dude, thank you for your time, man. Let's wrap up. I need to jump to the next meeting as well, but appreciate you sharing, and also excited for our next client interview where we're going to be talking about your 20, 30K month. So this has been great. Thank you so much.
Excited as well. Thank you.
All right, man. Thanks, bro.